Hey, how did you remember when it first? Do you remember how it first came out? The video of her in Africa.
Oh yeah.
Who put it out first?
Was it Robbie Harvey?
I think it was. Anyway, we knew that JP had leaked that it was he was behind it. And you remember how we kind of talked about it? I think you even said, "I don't. I feel like this is not a real testimony. It was just her." How did you put it? Do you remember what I'm talking about? Robbie Harvey. That's not it. Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
But now that it's being said that it didn't even happen, which makes me feel like even further that
Wait, we didn't hear you. What did you say?
I said now that it's being said that it didn't happen, it just makes me feel further that it was put in her head.
That it was put in her
Good.
head.
Yep,
But
that it
didn't
happened.
didn't we at first, back in like June when it first happened, didn't we think that it happened and that it didn't happen and that she was just almost like not that she was lying, but that she was trying to like how preachers spice up their sermons, almost like she was, you know,
Right.
saying I don't know. I
No, I
just
get what you're trying to say. I don't remember that far back, honestly. So much has happened, but I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that to grab attention.
well, y'all, I can't find it. I thought it was in the OneDrive or the. Do you know where it's at?
Mm-mm. I'd
No,
have to
you
go
don't.
search for it.
Sure don't, Grandma watching. You don't spice up Christ, but I don't need you to come in here and correct me because you got blocked for that shit last time. And there's that.
I'm not saying that she was spicing up Christ, but sometimes people tell stories and
Exaggerate. Hi, Stacy.
but I do feel like now that we know the situation that things were put, in her head and she may have been told that story. And that could have been, a testimony that she really thought was hers.
So, he's
Sorry, y'all.
claimed that Mica tried to take her own life, but Mica herself said she had no memory of it. And I've gone through pages of the clinical notes, discharge summaries, medical records, and outpatient assessments. And there's some major red flags, obviously. We also, when we pulled the FOIAs for the year 2018, there was not one 911 call ever made. Which, think about it, if the story goes that he left the house, or, well, there was three stories. One was that wouldn't her family know if she had attempted or not. He had her he lied to them too and had her tell them that she did it. And she's never remembered it. She never remembered it ever happening. Um,
Well, her family's going off of something that was told to them, just like it was told to her. They were told a lot of things.
so one of them is that he left the house. The neighbor called him and said she fired one in the ground and went to go fire one in the head, and it was stopped by him. He tackled her, and he told us during the interview, the first thing wasn't it the first thing he said? No, he said that happened and they called 911. So we let it slide because we knew that didn't happen. And the second time he said he didn't call 911. Maybe he didn't, but he took her to the emergency room. And then the third time, it was kind of a beating around the bush, and he didn't want to talk about it anymore because he couldn't remember how it happened. How do you forget how that happened? And then also, when he said, well, we know somebody that lives there in Myrtle Beach. Okay, we know somebody that lives not far from him, but in a different neighborhood. That neighborhood is more prone to hear GS than his neighborhood. If his neighborhood, somebody would have called 911 if they'd have heard a GS, right? Don't y'all think?
Yeah, but the most important thing is that he plainly said that the neighbors called 911 and there was a big discussion in regards to who could get the FOIA of that and who couldn't. And then come to find out that the neighbor admitted or, told Robbie Harvey that there was no 911 call
Ever.
ever made. That never happened, which completely debunks the whole situation.
It never happened. And we've always thought that. Um, so, of course, he claims that this happened in 2018. Mica told others she had no memory of it happening. The medical records should back up this claim, but what we found tells a different story. We'll go by document, note by note of what we can depict apart and we're going to figure it out. So I have,
Wasn't it said that the neighbor came out of the house and seen, hey, y'all gonna have to turn that TV down. That's way too loud. Didn't the neighbor say that they came out of the house and seen the commotion or something like that?
that's what he tried to say.
Yeah.
One of the many different lies he told, or different versions, because I think he was talking to so many different people he couldn't remember which version he told who what. Because remember, then there was this big thing about, oh, but it was in the backyard. No, it was in the front yard. Oh, it was in the backyard. He was pushing her to do it. That is why he put the PPU on the table and told her to do it. Yep. So he's always claimed in 2018. So why do we think that she doesn't remember? If this happened, why wouldn't she remember? Or even if it didn't happen, which I believe it didn't happen ever, why wouldn't she remember it?
Wouldn't she be under the influence of what they usually take?
So if y'all remember, she had in some of her medical records show that she had a prescription for clozapam, and that is,
Butterfly.
Lord have mercy, and that means, yeah, that's a benzo, and benzos make you forget. I mean, I can't take them. I forget the whole night. When I'm supposed to take them for bed, I don't take them anymore. But you can ask Les. Like, I don't. The next day, I'm like, what did I say? What did I do? Who did I talk to? And so I believe that. What do you think, Celeste? Why do you think she wouldn't remember whether she did or didn't do it? Like, she has no memory, recollection of that day.
More than likely, yeah, I'm not ready. I'd say about 10 minutes. Yes. Sorry, Missy. I told you it's hectic around here tonight. But more than likely, it's because he told her she was in a manic episode.
Which,
And that's why she can't remember.
which we believe. What about you, Amber? You think the same thing? Medicine,
Yep.
medicinally induced.
Oh,
Yep.
So, again, was she medicated or unconscious during the alleged attempt? It was during the day, apparently, that morning, right? Hey, butterfly. I don't think it happened at all either. Is there documented evidence that she was treated for a SI attempt? No. So that's what we looked through. And if you'd been through something that traumatic, wouldn't you at least remember parts of it? Or did something else happen that she was told to believe? So every time, I need to find it. hold on. Every
Work it said SSI deny or something like that.
SI deny.
SI deny.
Mm-hmm. Um, let me get this. If I know right where it's at in YouTube. But I thought we had it in the OneDrive or the Dropbox. I always thought that just listening to it, she sounded coached. Here it is. Well, maybe not. Why isn't it where I can never find what I'm looking for? Hey, Greta. Okay, here we go.
You do not believe she took her own life. I do not. I believe that it was all staged. I believe that the whole thing was premeditated. I believe that the narrative was established by Junior all the way through before there was even a release.
Not guilty of.
You do not believe she took her own life. I do not. I believe that it was all staged.
I have it. I don't know why I can't find it.
What are you looking for?
Her in Africa giving the testimony.
What? I'll be back.
Thank you. Okay, so while she gets that, is that what she getting? Is getting it? Because I thought I had it. Anyway, so what we did next was go through the clinical notes and assessment. At Wakama Initial Clinical Assessment, so we combed through these documents page by page, and there are some serious contradictions. There's no mention of a clear SI attempt in 2018. For something as serious as a attempt, you would expect to see crisis intervention and emergency room visits, not just outpatient notes. Grand Strand medical records and clinical documentation. There are medical reports from the time of her alleged attempt. We do know that he had her, he had her committed that day. What is that?
I filmed it.
Stop! I'm sorry, hold on. Was that the cat? Was that the cats?
No, the dog's outside barking.
You didn't just hear the cats going around.
I don't know who that was.
It's the cat. Sorry. Okay.
On that video where she was in Africa.
You found it?
Yeah.
Will you play it?
Yeah. Let me turn my volume up.
Wakati mbaya sana katika maisha yangu.
And the devil was coming against my mind.
Na ibilisi alikuwa anakuja kinyume na akili zangu.
I was in a battle
Ya kwamba nilikuwa katika vita katika akili zangu.
and it was so bad.
Na ilikuwa ni vibaya sana.
I tried to kill myself.
Nikajaribu hata nijitoe uhai.
I put a gun to my head
Ya kwamba nikachukua bunduki nikaiweka kwenye kichwa changu.
and I pulled the trigger.
Nami nikaanza kubonyeza ili ya kwamba nijiue.
And the bullet got caught in the gun.
lakini ya kwamba hiyo bunduki risasi ikashika kwenye
Because he still has the plans on my life.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Where'd you find it?
It was under Mo 1363. Wait, screenshot 9.
Okay.
All the way down.
In the
Mm,
Dropbox?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we had it.
Yeah, it was just in the screenshots, and it was the 9 1 on the 9th one on the bottom.
I
Where
don't know.
where it says the text
Here.
messages.
I don't know. That's a good question. There are medical reports from the time of her alleged attempt, because he claimed that once he claimed that the ambulance came and got him. He called 911, or one time he called 911, one time the neighbor called 911 before he could even get back home because he had just left the house, allegedly. The other time, well, maybe he just drove her to there, is what he said. In the ER notes, there's no ER visit, no hospital stay, no crisis report that says that there was an SI attempt, and that's when she was committed again in 2018. What I did find were medication adjustments and counseling notes, but nothing indicated a full crisis. If she did attempt suicide, why wasn't it marked in the emergency records? Tap, because I shouldn't say, because that sounded to me like Mica was interpreting the lady talking. See, I thought that too one time. But the fact that he used and said that that's what happened to her in 2018, and he told her friends, and he told her family. And that's kind of what I meant when I was like, not tricked or told on or made it spiced up the sermon. I meant like use somebody else's testimony or added to it. But then again, that's what he told her. Why would she interpret the lady talking when those there spoke the lady's language? You'd think an SI attempt would come with a discharge summary mentioning psychiatric observation or stabilization, but there was nothing, just standard observations and basic mental health notes. So where are the records then that say that this happened in 2018? Because there is none. And it was the ones that was given out were the ones that he said this is when she tried to take her own life. So, and she was hospitalized for a few days, but it was never listed that she tried to take her own life in 2018. So here's some of the gaps and contradictions. There was a memory loss claim. So she did say, Mica told friends she had no memory of the attempt. She told her family she had no memory of the attempt at all. And so we talked about that. Typically memory loss is associated with extreme trauma or heavy medication. And I still think it could have been both. But I think that he gave her either a drink or food or kept feeding her clozapam and made her completely black out, like lose complete memory. Did you find everything okay, Celeste? You okay?
Yeah, it's in your text messages.
Amber played it. We found it in the not OneDrive.
It was in the screenshot section.
Love that.
But thank you.
Y'all made my already hurt brain hurt worse.
Sure.
I'm just kidding.
The clinical notes don't indicate memory loss, blackouts, or medical intervention for that kind of trauma. Missing records, no ER visit reports, no psychiatric holds, nothing to suggest she was in danger. Her grand strand medical records are basic, no critical care, no trauma response, just routine check-in. If she was truly suicidal, why wasn't she held for observation? Welcome my clinical assessments. These documents are supposed to track crisis moments, yet they lack any mention of an attempt in 2018. And his narrative doesn't match the documentation at all. If there was really an attempt, where are the records? Did it happen, or is it just part of a larger cover-up? It didn't happen. That's how he was going to get her, in my opinion, committed even more, or control her even more. He did it as a form of control, make her think she did it in order to make her think she needed him. I mean, can you imagine like him telling you, hey, Celeste, last night yesterday I had to call the ambulance on you or take you, or no, you wake up and you're committed. You're straight up committed. And you're like, why am I here? And you call him and he tells you because you attempted to take your own life and you have no memory of it.
Well, that just speaks to the amount of medication she was taking.
Right?
Because, sorry, I'm trying to eat dinner as well, but it just speaks to the amount of medication because if you could think about it, if, say, my fiance was to tell me tomorrow when I woke up, like, you tried to do something last night, I would be able to recall every step that I've taken today. I would know what I was doing. But imagine not being able to remember or recall any of the prior day. Like there has to be something happening for her to not even be able to recall the prior day of that. I don't know.
I mean, we also have to remember Susie was their doctor too when they had their trip outs and Micah's trip outs, and JP would run the Susie. So Susie probably told him what the amount to take and all this stuff. So she was aware.
I didn't think about that.
Say that again, Amber, because I was fighting for my life over this water bottle.
Susie was their doctor, as in when Mica was tripping out on grass and other HTC stuff, she would be called by JP to come and like make sure Mica and everybody was okay. So Susie was probably aware of what medications and the milligrams and how much to take and what the withdrawals and what the side effects are.
Don't y'all remember when Robbie Harvey interviewed Miss Angela Clark, and Miss Angela talked about the Xanax that he got from a friend and gave to her? That was in 2017. And then if you remember the prescription that had the double labels on them, it said it was clozapam and it was Mica's, but it was dated like 2020. Like she hadn't, and in her medical records, you see that she had stopped taking it, but he still had them. He was probably crushing them up, allegedly.
Yeah, the one that gave Micah tranquilizer, the course tranquilizers, was giving JP rugs.
Oh my God. And the testosterone. Yeah, testosterone. He controlled all aspects of her life, her finances, her movements, her social life. If people believed Mica attempted to take her life, it would make her appear unstable, easier to control, and less credible. Discrediting Mica's warnings. If Mica spoke out about abuse, claims of mental instability would make her less believable. This would protect JP and his image within the church and community. That part. This was always a plan and a way out of the relationship from the get-go. You think that when he just knew that he could use it as if he decided that he wanted out, or did he just want out before he even started it, but wanted to use her? You know what I'm saying? Have his hot, what do you call it? A hot wife?
I think she knew too much.
Oh, absolutely.
I think she started asking questions. I think that she probably felt condemned for a lot of things that was going on that shouldn't have been. She was rejecting it. She didn't want to do it. And I feel like at that point she was a liability.
I agree. I agree.
So in order to you know, discredit her, the best thing would do to is to be able to show that she was mentally unstable. That
You
was
know,
good.
I thought about when I don't think he thought the last time that he still fully thought, just like every time that she got out of the hospital in 2024 in February, I think he thought she was coming home. And remember how he said she didn't, it was unlike her. She would always call me, if not the first day, the second day there. And she didn't, not one time. And he kept calling up there, and I mean, they wouldn't refer the message to her. And she was already pissed off because he came and got her phone and her watch and her keys and took her car. And what did he say? That he did that every time. That was nothing new. He always took her stuff. That she didn't want her stuff left up there. That was a lie.
But if you also think about it, this kind of happened when she had her breast implants done. That
In
was pretty on in the relationship early on. So why would he start
2007.
discrediting her so soon?
Because I think that their relationship was not brand new then. Obviously, we knew they were having an affair. But even before then, I mean, I think that he not forced her. I think she really loved Jeremy. I think that he approved because he still thought he could control her while she was with Jeremy. And that maybe he, I don't know, because I don't think like him. I think that maybe when they got caught, they both ended up with a divorce, and it wasn't new and fresh to him anymore. He was already cheating on her. I think he was already. It
Or
was
maybe
part of
she
his.
wasn't okay with the Susie scenarios, and that's when it started.
And remember the things that are allegedly in her diaries about him and her, him forcing her to do things with random strangers that he would pay, and the script club and all of that.
And not to mention, when he decided that they were going to get married, he was in too far deep. She had already probably had information that could possibly destroy him.
I think so
So
too.
I get that.
I think so too. If Micah spoke out about the abuse claims of mental instability, would the claims of mental instability would make her less believable? This would protect JP and his image within the church and the community. I've already said that. Do you think the story of the attempt was used as a weapon against Micah? Absolutely. To keep her quiet, to keep her controlled. Absolutely. What do y'all think? Taking control over aspects of her life.
And I think his dad also had a play in it because his dad was controlling JP and telling him his moves because he's new at it. He don't know. His mom was treated the same way as Micah and Allison and Susie and the other one.
Right? Didn't Allison say that Susie and JP had been having an affair for years and years?
Yes, when JP's kid, when his son was little, or not Logan, the other one, the Allison's kid. When Allison's kid was a lot younger and Susie's son was a lot younger, they went to a soccer game and they would plan ahead of their date and their day when the soccer game was going on. And then Allison found out, and Allison confronted JP and Susie and said, "This is not going to happen again."
Mm, mm, mm. don't think that Mica would forget something that traumatic. Angelita says Mica knew prior to Chris and had known. She did say that. JP did a lot of projecting. Yeah, he did. Does. Just like with Chris Skinner's sister, Tamara. Angela. Oh, that reminds me to tell y'all this real quick. I don't mean to get off subject, but Miss Angelita got up with me, called me about Ashley. You know how Ashley took out his piano on the song "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." So she thought, because Micah's freshman year before the pageant, she had to fly home from Myrtle Beach, Angelita did, to Kansas. Let me get the story straight. Yes. And she was at the airport and she bought a little bitty music box that fits in her hand with it. And it played the very beginning of how Micah sings it. And then it was a cappella. So Micah, that freshman year, sung it a cappella, but took it up to the mic, used that little music box and started it off like that. And she won the pageant for the talent side of it her freshman year. So Angelita thought that was what it was from. But it ended up, I gave it to her on Mother's Day week, like Wednesday or Thursday of Mother's Day week for Mother's Day. And it ended up really being something special. Like, she thought that she had got, it was awesome. I thought that was like the sweetest thing in the world. And now we know a new story about Mica that we didn't know, that her freshman year, that's what she sung. And that's where Angelita thought that was from, because it was without him in it, him trying to overpower her with his piano. I do too, Cocoa Puff. I was uploading. I was uploading more stuff to the Dropbox. I uploaded almost 200 images the other day and was going through some of them. And I didn't know you could comment. So under pictures, I started commenting. This is absolutely JP, not Mica. This is JP when he's lying. You can tell it's JP because X, Y, and Z. Going back through all of those, now that we know how he texts, his demeanor, his spaces, his little semicolon smiley faces, the dashes and all of that. All this time, even some of her family thought they were talking to Mica when they were really talking to him. Even when she was at home, he was taking her phone and doing it. You can tell it's him. It's crazy. It would be great if we had Angelita sing that and Ashley could combine their voices. Oh, that would be beautiful, because she can sing too.
I wonder how many people still feel. I wish I could do a poll, but I don't know how to do it. But how many people feel like he was drove to do it or it was done?
What?
Her death.
You want to know how many people do what now? Say that again.
Think that she was drove to do it or that it was done. She was murdered.
Like now, today,
Yeah.
everything everybody knows you would.
I can't do a poll. Purple hearts for she was murdered, and red hearts
I can do a poll.
she was drove. It won't let me do it.
Let's see. No, I can't. Just kidding. Shoot. And red
Purple
hearts is what?
hearts. Red hearts if she was drove to do it.
Purple. And not to bring this up, but do y'all remember, and I'm not knocking on Robbie by no means, but y'all remember when Robbie believed for the longest time that she was drove to do it. Talking to him on the phone, I will never forget him trying to convince me otherwise. And so when I started listening and leaning towards that with him, way before we interviewed JP. Then he went back and she was murdered. I'm just saying, do y'all remember that?
And
There's just too much. This is what I said today talking to Danielle. We did that podcast today episode for Danielle with about the gobbles, and in there we started talking about it. So you have people, how do I say this? You have all these people that are from Myrtle Beach or in Mica and JP's life, and all these people say there's no way Mica did this to herself. Then then go to the gobbles. You have all these people coming forward to tell Danielle there's no way Greg did this to them. So I'm trying to figure out, do people really believe, or does JP really believe he's just the only one that's telling the truth and everybody else is lying? Me too, Crystal.
well, remember also Robbie Harvey said that he interviewed people that was at the game that said they physically saw him in the stands at the time that he said he was there. So
There's another thing. So he said that he accidentally said, she called me the morning of and was wanting to make sure that I wasn't going to ride with Allison to Charleston. But then he says later on, I hadn't talked to her in a month. She's not responded to any of my emails. I haven't talked to her in a month. And then he says, but when he was talking about how it took him, he was glad she called because he had to get up because the game was early that day. Well, guess what game was early? Saturday's game, not Friday. Friday's game was at what, 6, 7 o'clock? Saturday's game was early. So he came home.
well, also the neighbor said without a shadow of a doubt he almost hit him. So those are another
And
factors.
the only two receipts that we have, Celeste, are from for that day, for Saturday, is stuff that he could have done online, which was Sonic and Chick-fil-A.
There was Sonic and Chick-fil-A.
Yep, Sonic and Chick-fil-A.
And then when we were discussing this with Country Listeners, there was also a parking garage was paid for on the phone.
That's right.
And other stuff in other areas that was paid on through a phone that you can do.
Yeah, there is one. B. And in today's world, all it did, the street cameras or whatever, the like plate readers, whatever, all they did was catch his truck. But in today's world, how do we not have, number one, from the scene, body cam footage? And then how do we not have proof of his whereabouts, physical proof from cameras? I know his whole neighborhood. We know Guru has cameras. I wonder if Guru ever pulled his cameras from that day. I didn't even think about that. I wonder if Guru's thought about that. There's tons of people in his neighborhood that got cameras. He says he literally almost ran them over, then goes on about what he is doing in that house. Yep. Oh, Lord.
The thing is, I might ruffle some feathers by saying this, but thing is if it was done to her, I don't think it was done by him. I think allegedly it was ordered by him. That's my beliefs.
I think when he realized that she wasn't, this is my theory.
I think he's a coward.
I think he's too big of a PUSSY to have done it himself. I think he's capable, but I think he isn't the
Allegedly.
type to get, yeah, allegedly, to get his hands dirty. I also think that when he realized in February 26th, when he started downloading all this premeditated, to make Mica look bad, before, so February 26th, I believe that's when either his daddy came to him and was like, we got to get rid of her. She knows too much. Because remember, she made the voicemail, this one.
Do you also remember that there was a witness that supposedly said they seen her on the dock and she was looking like she was waiting for someone?
I remember that. Do y'all remember that?
I know I didn't dream that up.
You didn't dream
When they
that up.
said they seen her at the dock or whatever it's
Observation
called, the
deck.
observation deck, and that she looked like she was waiting on someone.
RH said the fan said he was obnoxious, making himself seem. That was the maintenance man. I thought they said they passed her on the trail.
Both. I heard that she was walking and she smiled and didn't say nothing, and then she was going to where she was found. But there was people.
Yeah, I heard somebody say they seen her at the observation. I don't know who I heard that from. I think I heard that from Natasha Cooper's love.
Oh Lord.
I'm pretty sure.
Knock on wood. Don't get
But
her.
she made a point one night in her live. No, I don't like her. But she made a point about those back roads leading up to the slough.
Yeah, that's what so-called mess was mentioning, because that's why she went back there. She was saying that there was like gates and stuff, and there's trails to go back in that area.
Well, when we were up one night late over in Trisha Ann's live, you could see right across from where Mica was, like right across from it, you could see where there was like a fresh ATV track. Y'all remember that?
Yeah. Well, I think they have ATVs because of the water and all would get high and they have to go through it.
Great question about the kayaker.
Well, nobody can figure that out.
Anyway, I fully 1000%, and then he sold his ATV. Yep. I fully 1000% believe that he lied, that she never attempted to take her own life in 2018 or 2024. I believe that he made it up and made her believe, and I believe she questioned it. But I wonder how much did she question it? I wonder if she ever went out to look to see if there was a mark in the ground or talked to the neighbor that she claimed, or did he just start doing that once she was gone? Like claiming the neighbor, oh, I got a witness, the neighbor that don't live here no more, that's the one that, called for us. Hey, Melissa, or not Melissa, justice for Melissa.
I don't know. There's just so many factors. And then 911 call confuses me. How it would be subpoenaed or FOIA'd and
Brittany.
how it, whatever, excuse you.
They
How it
think
was
she also.
FOIA'd and how it came from the 911, but her family says up and down it's not her. It can't be her, and wouldn't they know her voice and her cadence and her tone, and then the whole AI thing, and then people out of state getting the call. It baffles me. This is just so confusing. That's so confusing for me.
Brittany D is in the house, and she says, hey, stranger, Kamal, JP's friend, also has property right behind where Mica was found. Ashley in the house.
Well, I get the AI, but here's the thing though. It's a conversation. So I just don't know. And then
Okay.
how would AI get uploaded as a FOIA to the 911? That would have to mean that the 911 call was fabricated by.
No, like let's just say I call 911, like your 911 dispatcher. And if I use like AI on my phone, that you can still pull that through a FOIA because that's
But
recorded.
you would literally have to be typing as quickly as possible.
Or you can have it recorded on your phone, and you can have it up to
Yeah, but
the
how are you gonna know what the 911 operator is gonna ask? You know what
speaker.
I'm saying?
Speaker.
Love it. Debatable. It is debatable.
What do you mean by speaker?
Speakerphone, have two phones, one next to each other, because the one that Casey pulled up, like so-called Miss, when she was investigating that phone pinged around the back road, dirt road area near a house.
Okay, listen to this. Here, we'll play this.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Tell me
And
what.
also, Micah did have two phones too. And one of them
But
was
then how would, okay, never mind. That answers my question then.
How what?
Well, no, I was just walking myself through it, and what she's saying made sense. It's just, I mean, she was slow to respond too. It's just strange. It's
it is.
strange.
All right, listen to this. Do y'all think this?
Hey, honey. Hey, honey. Hope I'm talking to my husband. I never should have left you. I never should have abandoned you when you were trying to work things out. I never should have put anybody else before you.
Bingo.
I love you. At this point, I don't even know who my husband is because I don't have a paper trail.
I didn't either, Brittany.
I don't have a copy of my marriage license and where it was filed and proof that I am married to who the world thinks I'm married to, who I think I'm married to. I don't even know anymore. I'm getting tax records from Mica Francis,
Did y'all hear that
Mica
though?
Miller.
Now that we're all
I don't
listening.
even know
Hold on.
what
Let me
my
go
The
back.
first part definitely sounds weird, but it
Listen.
starts sounding like her.
I don't even know anymore.
I'm getting.
I'm getting tax
Did y'all hear it?
from Mica Francis, Mica Miller.
Play it again.
Know what my last name is. I know I'm Mica and where it was filed and proof that I am married to who the world thinks I'm married to, who I think I'm married to. I don't even know anymore. I'm getting tax records from Mica Francis, Mica Miller. I don't even know what my last name is. I know I'm Mica Acacia. I know I'm that. My parents gave me those two names. That's on my original birth certificate. Still is today. But I don't know who I belong to under God and legally anymore because I don't have a paper trail. And that's important because if you get put on life support, if you are mentally unable or unfit to run the church, I need to know the paper trail. Who's in charge? We got a lot of assets, a lot of money to guard because it's not our money, it's God's money. And whose money was that? Before God, He put it in the pockets of people. And then those people gave it to us and entrusted us with God's money in God's house to do as God wishes. But I don't know who's steering the boat anymore, and that concerns me. I'd like a paper trail. I don't feel like that's too much to ask from the First Lady, or maybe the First Lady of Solid Rock, in case something happens to you. I love you. This isn't to harm you. I love you. Bye.
So see, I think some of it is a voice recording, like a voice message from her, and they implemented it in with some of the AI. Like, I don't believe the very beginning is her. Listen again, just the beginning.
Hey, honey. Hope I'm talking to my husband. I never should have left you. I never should have abandoned you when you were trying to work things out. I never should have put anybody else before you. I love you. At this point, I don't even know who my husband is because I don't have a paper trail. I don't have a copy of my marriage license and where it was filed and proof that I am married to who.
This call was right before, wasn't it right before she was, no, right after she was.
You remember, okay, so you remember when there was, I don't know if there was actually evidence, but you remember somebody was talking about Micah going inside the church and looking inside JP's office trying to find their marriage license. And then Trisha Ross walked in on her looking through all the files.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's probably around this time. Allegedly, she said this to JP. Brittany D told,
Yes. Okay, you're right. Okay, so how about this? Because so when this is right before she was committed. Because when she was committed, she was talking about a paper trail. She wanted a paper trail. That's in the medical records. And there's text messages. Remember those text messages that she wrote to him that was wanting all of this, which I don't know if that's him or her. Remember those?
Yeah, I remember those.
When did she get called by Trisha, Brittany? I think maybe if some parts of it are her, that it's her trying to, because he's the one who was mentally ill. I mean, listen to him.
I don't think around this time it was as bad as it was towards the end of her being not here anymore.
See, Brittany said it was before she was in the hospital. It was when this voice memo was made. Oh, bye, Celeste. I see it. Love you. You might want to come up. And still not seeing her grandchildren.
People say it's lagging.
Is it? I'm sorry. Here. And still not seeing her grandkids home. Debbie called Trisha and told her to call the police because she was stealing. Hey, Miss Linda. And then we have, hold on, I got another one.
honey. Just wanted to wish you a very happy birthday. I
Thank
love
you.
you and thank you for all that you do for our church and our family.
I'm thinking this is before the testosterone, maybe.
Hey, honey. Just wanted to wish you a very happy birthday. I love you and thank you for all that you do for our church and our family.
And maybe, I mean, I can imagine him saying, you need to send me a video for my birthday. Yeah, we have the records, the police reports too, of that. I posted them the other day saying, y'all don't forget what what Mica went through. The police report and all of the things. In the last, how many phone calls was it? There was how many police reports made and how many phone calls? And sent from February until April. Like 18. Shut up. Tomorrow. Me too. A big old fat silver shiny bracelet for each wrist. 2019. And a visit from the FBI. Wait, in each ankle. Yes, I agree. When she's at the gas station, she's walking with a slant walk.
Yeah, yeah, they were married on the beach, Stephanie.
You do, Trish? I hope so. Let's see what else I got. You hear my dogs outside? Okay, so February the 6th, 2024 at 6:46 p.m., Sergeant Wilson told him to call sheriff's office, was looking for her for the mental health pickup order. Caller has the paperwork for the mental health pickup order. Caller is 5 minutes away. Caller is JP Miller. Caller text, mental disorder, behavioral problems. Caller states that his wife is showing on the phone at his location. Caller states that the doctor got the paperwork. FM has mental issues and is bipolar and has schizophrenia. She was never diagnosed with schizophrenia. Hold on. There's some rumors circulating. We will see if they are true. Wait, what? Wait, what? What I miss?
JP being arrested around.
Tell us. Tina posted, AG is coming to Myrtle Beach this week, I hope, with FBI. You don't think that she'll have go down for anything. Well, happy birthday, Skylar. Please let that be true. The subject is not violent, reportedly has no history of violence. Remember how he said she was violent? No known weapons are involved. No known weapons are involved. Again, the subject is on scene February 6th at 6:47 p.m. Request her to go to SSER for mental health. Female driving a white 2019 Honda Accord. She was in a sweatshirt with last name black in color, pants. Several tats on right hand. The subject arrived in a vehicle on February 6th at 6:49 p.m. How is this happening when she was picked up at Walmart at 10 a.m. the next day? Caller says that the female is trying to leave. Caller is at the location. Okay, so JP was calling. Okay. Female left out of the parking lot going towards 501. The vehicle description is no one reported to be in danger. The subject is currently receiving mental health care. The subject has been diagnosed with schizophrenia psychosis. No, she wasn't. The subject reports no alcohol or drug use today. Female is on George Bishop going towards Bob Evans. Caller is not following. Said that he is watching her on the map. Psychopath. Caller is not asking officers to tell her he was the one who called. Because remember, he didn't want her to know that he claimed for the first time to have her involuntarily committed this time. Female at the red light under Fantasy Harbor Boulevard going towards Conway. Female lives at Coldwater Circle. Male will be waiting at Beach Church. Caller has the probate pickup papers from the sheriff's department and advised subject was leaving out of Horry County. Contact was finally made with the subject and she advised she was not returning to Horry County, that her sister in Gaffney, South Carolina invited her to her house. RO tried several methods to convince subject to meet wherever she wished, but attempts failed and subject hung up. Advised caller to let RO know if something else occurred. Let's see what else being said. I think she's in love with him. It's like an addiction. She's obsessed. Who, Brittany? I would like to hear from everybody on what you think his charges will be. I think that he will definitely be charged with the interstate stalking that involves a death. I hope. But with them taking so long, I'm hoping that they realize all the other people that are involved and how much deeper this is and that there's going to be more to go down with him. Sorry, like maybe your mother-in-law. Conspiracy. That's right. Interstate domestic violence. Conspiracy. You think she's in love with him, Trisha? Trafficking. Probably.
I think the trafficking has to do with the father more than anything.
Do you think that he keeps her entertained as well? Laundering. Brittany, do you think that he keeps her entertained as well? Trisha. To like puppet her around or whatever? Entertaining relationship type of way or something else? Both? I can't either, but I mean, he's a sick son of a bitch. I hope so. I hope so, Trish. Because she needs yanked up real good, too. I think he uses her for his petty work, and she feels needed. I know, me too, Carrie. She needs, though, Brittany, don't you think she needs, I mean, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but don't you think she needs her ass snatched up, too? I think when it comes down to it, he'd throw her away like trash. I agree. Did you ever see that text that I have that she wrote somebody about Mica? Oh, let me find it. You know what I'm talking about, Amber? It's in here. It's from Trisha. Let me see if I can find it. So let me ask you this, Brittany. Which one you're referring to? Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Let me ask you this. So she was there, just ironically, the night that the detective calls and tells JP, calls now, don't show up, shows up to the landlord, the godmother's house for Mica, but doesn't show up to JP's house, just calls. Weird behavior. Do you think that she knew why she was being called over there? Did she know about this? Was it planned? Or do you think that she was just kind to come over there just to be? I think that he had that. Who all was there? Did I ask enough questions? Okay, let me look while you answer that. Let me know when she answers.
She said she went over there where Mary Jo, Lacey, and Randall were already there.
Who's Mary Jo? Did she go over there already knowing about Micah, or was she there when he got the phone call?
Trisha's screenshot started around like in the 40s. Screenshot 40 around there. But I found one that it was 44. Screenshot 44.
Oh. Okay.
Brittany said Trisha's mom, she told me one thing and told my sister-in-law another, so I've heard both stories.
That she was already there, or then she got called over there. Those are the two stories. Well, hell, I'm trying to find the actual one that it's just Trisha. Well, she talks about Mica, Brittany, and it's something that do you see it without the timestamp? Hey, Matt. Hey, son. My son just joined. Love you. So the one that I have, I'll just go to 44 and see if we can read it because I have the whole thing. I think she knows the truth and marrying could possibly keep her quiet and protect him. It says, here is what I sent Nate just now. It says, so I know I'm doing anything you don't know. Now, so you know I'm not doing anything you don't know. Hey, it's Trisha. I'm not sure what is going on other than what I have witnessed. Micah's behavior has changed drastically and it's concerned me. This was on February 7th. I love her and have nothing but genuine concern for her. I know she likes her doctors as she told me so. Her doctor has filled papers with the police. Hold on. Shit. Have I read that one to you, Brittany? It was sent to JP and then sent to to Nate. So I'm gonna find it. Let me go over here. It's disgusting. I don't think I've seen that actually. Okay,
Trisha, I saw one. It's a screenshot 32 that has, here's what I sent to Nate. Just wow, so you know I'm not doing anything you don't know.
read it. Here it is. There you go. Read it.
So it says, here's what I sent to Nate just now, so you know I'm not doing anything you don't know. Hey, it's Trisha. I'm not sure, or Teresa, I'm not sure what all is going on. Other than what I have witnessed, Micah's behavior has changed dramatically and it is concerning to me. I love her and have nothing but genuine concern for her. I know she likes her doctors, as she told me so. Her doctors have filed paper with the police. I really don't want her going through that, and I just go to the doctor or hospital so they can check on her. I think anything above and beyond that is just not good for her. I don't have a psychotic, or I guess I meant like a degree to determine if she needs her medicine, but I think we have to trust the medical doctors. I seen her in a deep manic episode and she seemed to be in a manic phase now. I'm praying hard for her. I'm sure she doesn't trust anyone right now. Just know I really do care about, or I care and want her to get help so she doesn't hurt herself or anything. I just reached out to her, but she's just talking about me and having. That's all I can read.
You ever heard that one? Send me an email or your email. DM me your email, Brittany, and I'll email it to you. Have you ever heard that? Susie's moving to Virginia. So Micah didn't want anything to do with. I just think that I don't know. Maybe he had her do it. I don't know. After December, Micah was done with Trisha. After December 2023, Trisha can do anything without JP's approval. So I think she was told to put that in the very beginning. What do you think, Amber?
I do too. Because this was apparently in February of when he screenshot it of last year.
Yeah, February the 7th, which is the day that she was committed. So let's see. And then I think I have something else. What's it called? Dropbox. All right, let's see. I think JP told her everything to say, and she willingly did it and never questioned it. The only thing Trisha was right about is that Mike didn't trust anyone. Why would she trust anyone? Hold on, I'll find the other one. There's one more. Have y'all ever seen I Was Wrong, Please Forgive Me? That, I know, TT. I hope so. Have y'all ever seen that? It says, here, I wonder if I can put it on the screen. It says, what I did, I was wrong, please forgive me. I wanted people to see you as a jerk. I chose peace with my sisters over you because I'm a wimp and I knew you'd eventually forgive me, but that won't. And I wanted everyone to think I was the hero and wanted peace. I didn't cut ties with Caroline when she talked bad about you because I cared more about what she thought of me than what she thought about you. Who's Caroline? Oh,
Isn't that her friend that got the cease and desist letter from JP with the blonde hair?
huh?
Isn't that the girl that got the cease and desist by JP? The blonde hair?
I don't know who is Caroline. I don't know.
The one that allegedly Mica saw before she passed? Oh, that's Charlotte. Yeah.
Caroline is Charlotte.
No. The one that I'm talking about is Charlotte.
Oh, okay. Brittany, do you know who Caroline is? Or Carolyn? Carolyn? I haven't let go of the past. In my mind, I'm easily offended, which comes out in my actions. I justified what my sisters did because I was mad at you. I know it makes me sick. What I wish I did. I wish I would have told my sisters that you are my best friend who takes great care of me, and no matter what injustice they feel has been done, God will never bless their attacks against you or the church. I wish I would have apologized to you for the harm my family caused, and that whatever I've done that made them think I'd be okay with them saying anything negative about my husband, I would correct. I wish I would have done whatever it took to make you feel my love and appreciation for the hell you went through. I mean, as far as her handwriting goes, I don't know. Here's another one. Text me back your full name according to your birth certificate when you received, read, and understood my terms with a picture of your birth certificate. One more thing that I forgot to add, and this should be it, but it's a big one and non-negotiable. Y'all have heard this one. No, I'm not. To be honest, I'm not. Because the handwritings that I have for her are cursive, and this isn't. He had Mica write it. Let's see. Okay. Y'all seen this one. Well, that's what I was wanting to do. It doesn't look the same, actually. That's a link of love, and then the crush forever, and then the okay, so here is another one. Let's see. He makes me sick. Okay, this is, you may find half of or a quarter of the dose to be best. I suggest extreme caution concerning THC products, flower. It only takes a little too much to really have an adverse effect while on another medication. This is from Michael. This was all, but he screenshotted it February the 7th. Dickhead.
Asking about the Dropbox because somebody asked if they can look at it.
The what?
The Dropbox of all
Yeah,
the
send me your email address.
in a private message because there's people screen recording and you don't want to get doxxed or anything.
And if I know you, I'll send you access. It'd be easier for everybody to just, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. And I'm not through adding it. I have got to go through everything on my phone. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I have a Discord too. We could just put it in the Discord, but I don't know.
That'd be a lot, though. That's a lot. This is a lot of.
It is. Hey, James. Yes, ma'am. Numerous times, and left a lot of messages too. But yeah, and we uploaded everything we have more than once. Trish, you already have it. Don't you? So, back to her, the 2018. Obviously, I thought you did. Send it to me again. Send me a text. I'm good, James. How are you doing, sweetheart? I'm a crazy person. Did you ever explain what happened at the end why you said he hated you now? I missed it. Who hated me? Oh, God, because I'm an asshole. No, because I put him in his place. Because it was hard to even continue, to be honest. For so long, it was horrific to continue. And it wasn't long, it was 3 weeks. But still. But, you know, I ended up flipping out because I knew that it was just lie after lie after lie. And so I flipped out when he lied and said he did not over him lying again about the TikTok. That was, I think it was called Wash It Out too. Do y'all remember that TikTok page? And I don't think he liked a woman talking to him the way I did. I don't think he was used to it. And then there's a particular other person that was part of this with us at the time who decided to get him riled back up and after me again back in December. Get an alleged murderer. He tried all 3 of us like the first day he made the comment. He told Celeste, he said, I'm not, get this. He said, oh, 2 blondes and a redhead. And I'm not really into blondes. Susie's blonde, y'all. Obviously, y'all know that. And Celeste said, and he said, but a redhead. And she said, before he could even finish, she said, you're not the right color. Anyway, back to 2018, there's no doubt in my mind. So I feel that it never, ever, 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 ever happened. It was all a lie. He knew that he could lie, that she did forget things when he claimed she was manic. But in my opinion, it was when she was overdosed on her meds, purposely by him. And do y'all remember him always saying she was off her meds? That's why every time that she was committed, she still had her meds in her system. FYI. Yeah, I wonder, so I wonder what the deal is with old Susie Q.
Well, from what the Chris sister said, she's being looked at. Even the coroner is investigating all of the stuff.
I don't think that you could be as close to him as Trisha or Susie or some others without having knowledge of what he's done. And Micah's not the first or the last. But not telling you, say. I'm hanging there every word. Yep. Have y'all make sure y'all are following Not Telling You, because they got some good content. I don't know. I don't know. Is Brittany D still in here? I was gonna ask her about that. I was told not to let it consume too much of our time, that they didn't believe it, by someone that everyone respects in this. So, but that's close to the case, if that makes any sense. Yes, I'm here. I don't know anything about that. I personally don't think he is. I think she's just as, I do too. I don't feel sorry for her whatsoever. I mean, not just look at what happened with Chris. I mean, she completely gave up on him while he was still with us on this earth. Me either. Unless it was to keep him quiet. Maybe he's got Susie Q under control and there was somebody else that he didn't have under control. That's the only other thing I could think of. I think it all goes together. I do too. Yeah, I have your sympathy for her. I have the way she raised her hand in praise that he will. Also, just here recently, when he allowed JP to do that interview, and who was it that he did the interview with? Was it a news station or anyway, where he?
It was Sunlight Broadcast or something.
And the way he talked about Tamara and Chris, and as a widow, no matter what, and no, nobody's perfect. My husband was not perfect, but to me, I'll say he was, and everybody else better say he was. He's a damn martyr to me, and that's just how it goes. And so to allow anybody to talk about your husband that's no longer here anymore the way that he, or his sister, the way that he did, I mean, he's just a sick bastard. And the way JP talks about Mica, I mean, never. My husband's been gone fixing me 25 years this Sunday. And I'm going to tell you, I never will, never have, and never would. And he has no problem doing it. I'd make myself look bad before I'd let Matthew Sr. look bad. Hasn't it been nice with no drama?
Yeah, it's been a lot easy. You can relax and actually take time to look at everything without having to watch everything going on in the comments.
Mm-hmm. She says I live in drama. I'm just talking about like surrounding this case. It's just been nice that everybody, all the fake accounts is leaving everybody alone, and everybody's leaving we can talk about the case in peace. I think FBI planted cameras inside houses and in probably a few other houses. Oh, yeah. My husband passed away very suddenly, and I promise you that's not the reaction you would have. No, it's not. See, Jen knows. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of people that know. Like, even Tree, she'll tell you the same thing. You just don't. You just don't. But you do if you're him, if you're guilty, if you had something to do with it. Sorry. Oh, that would be awesome if they planted something in his house. JP never says her name. He always calls her his wife. I haven't even thought about that. She didn't even know what hospital he was at. No, she didn't. So the various charges he could be indicted on. I'm wondering what charges they will try first. Oh, you think about the Murdoch trial and how they tried the murders first before they did the financials? He did. That's right, Synergy. It's hard to tell because charges vary.
Probably are going through all of his testimonies up on stand because that's what Chris's sister's been doing on the day that Chris was unalived and around the time before Chris was unalived. So they're probably looking at all that.
And then there's other people that surround him that are straight criminals and with some big names. Have y'all go to Miss Ann's page and she talks, there's a video about one of them. His name is Kirk Hanna. I'm not scared of him. He's a very bad man. He's the one who owned JP's house. JP and Mica's house. Yes, truth, Crystal. Very, very weird. He's a sick man. And Chris's dad lived with them, and she said there's no family to alert. Come on. That didn't make no sense to me. I wonder if they found his blue truck and got the GPS downloaded where that truck has been. I wonder if they did too.
They probably did. They're probably having to deal with that on a lot of vehicles because that's what happened in Susan Morphew's case, and that's how they kind of pinpoint of her husband around the area that she was found.
Yes. And that's how they, a lot to do with Murdoch as well.
Yeah. But that takes time. That takes a lot of time if there's more than one vehicle involved.
But you know, they didn't get Alex vehicle stuff back until it was halfway through the trial.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jen, were you in here the other night when we were looking up the flight logs and we found that the plane took we were trying to see if we could find where he might have gotten married in another state, JP. And we come across there was a trip to the Bahamas and it was a couple of days, like the 23rd through the 27th or something to that effect of was it February? Yeah. And it was Mr. Kaufman and another man. And then it just looked a little romantic. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how he couldn't know something. Who did he fly with? Okay, hold on. I'm going to tell you. Oh, Brittany, hold on. So the last name you pronounce it as Wynn, but it's Nyugen or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? His name is Joseph. He's Asian. Here, let me just show you. Yeah, NGY UN. I'll just show y'all the pictures. Let me dig. So that name, that very name, last name, I've got to look, but I think it was Agatha May. She did some deep diving.
Yeah, she did.
It was about the men's retreat or whatever
Yeah.
in North Carolina, close to Lumberton. Yeah, just like, do y'all remember that? Okay, let me show you. There's a test that they can do years later and still find DNA. That's where I heard that name. Yep, Agatha May. All right, hold on. Now, he was his flight instructor, or he is, but he's also a dancer. Here we go. Matilda May rules that he's guilty. Yes, she does. Okay, hold on. Let me turn it around. All right, Brittany, you ready? This is him. Joseph. Tiger Lily, come on up, sweetie. Yeah, he's a flight instructor. He was actually Mark's. But they spent them 4 days in the Bahamas. Do you know him, Brittany? Knew him, yeah. What does it look like their date? I mean, maybe. Maybe he's more like Wayne than he wants to admit. Very strange. Carrie, were you in here for that the other night? We did some digging. Who wanted to ask me a question? No, who did he fly with to Orlando on New Year's Eve? So it won't let me go past the 1st of February now. But who did you hear? No, y'all went to 3 in the morning. I felt like on 2 my time. Are you talking about JP or Mark Kaufman? I don't know. I hadn't heard anything about New Year's Eve yet. JP flew or Mark flew? Mark, because we can search that Facebook real quick. Mark did. Okay, let's look. Joseph in 2024, he he made a post on January the 4th. And the other post that he made, it was like 4 days after they had gotten back from Bahamas. He's the flight instructor, the dancer, maybe his private dancer. They were in Kissimmee. Okay, and let's see if we can find anything else. Also, we found, I'm sure y'all have seen, but where they changed ownership. It went into Solid Rock's name in February of March of 2024, whatever, and then it went into Mark's new company name or a company name. In September of 2024. I don't see anything else. His children. And Mark's put on some weight. Remember, it is said JP took Filipino girls at his house. Maybe the wind guy has something to do with. Could be. Y'all keep making me throw up in my mouth. Yes, my dad's famous. All from the Lumberton area, and that's a tight-lipped place. Hi, Chastity. Is it? Has he heard anything? Your dad? That is right. It's a 911 call, and the mail lady saw him hitting a woman, a young Asian girl. Wait, what? I'm sorry. Chastity. Any guesses as to why Tom Winslow bought the 2-story building? I thought he removed himself. I did too. Can you by chance tell me where I can find a document on him buying it? On him buying the building. I got you. If she don't have you. If you send me send me a DM and I'll send you it to you an email. There might be more to him than we know. Mark buying the 2-story. He probably bought the building in his name for JP since JP's getting everything out of his name. Didn't Tina, go ahead, Missy. I don't have it readily available. I just saw how Tina said something about hashtag transferring, how did she put it? Yeah, the day after. Right across the river, pretty much. Yeah. Transferring assets. Not the weekend before. Very strange. I wonder if they thought that they would be able to come in and see their, if they had been, people on the land, like travel, like tire march or whatever. I wish she would talk. I think she knows everything, probably why she's afraid. But those hashtags, yeah. It was crazy, Chastity. You don't think so, Sore? Everyone who gets in his way ends up, Wonder if their property had cameras. I don't think that it happened in North Carolina. I think it happened in South Carolina. And didn't his land butt up into South Carolina?
Yeah, it was right on the border.
Try to tell the man that hit Johnny has never heard of. I know. Wasn't his name Winston something?
I think he was from Georgia or something like that.
And we never heard. I don't know why I thought it was Virginia. I guess we never heard if he was.
Virginia, either Virginia or Georgia, one or the other. He got charges on him for Johnny though.
But the typical charges, correct?
An accident, but it's like, yeah, we're going over the stop sign situation.
Do you remember JP was at a tire place getting his tires replaced 2 days later? I don't. I don't remember that part. When we asked him about, because Robbie had done, while we were interviewing him, Robbie had done a video about his vehicle changing live restricted for some audience. Your live contains themes and some may find it comfortable. Okay. I don't know why that happened. I just got a flag. What did I say? Did I say anything?
I think it's with the whole topic of this because I think somebody's probably screen recording and reporting.
Just can't let well enough be. Yes, he did get his tires done. Oh, so they were talking about him, and we asked, why did you put those? Because he would have a different bumper. It's chrome. It was originally chrome, and then it would turn into, a matte color or whatever. Should I reset?
But it wasn't I don't think it was a report. I think it was just a warning.
It says 2 restrictions.
Oh.
Live visibility restricted. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because your live does not comply with the For You page. Live restricted for some audiences. Your live contains themes that may be. Y'all tap, so maybe that'll keep them from. They're coming in here fast now. Are they? Are you getting them, Carrie? Oh, yeah. So we asked, and he said that his brother, who he never talked to, he said, his brother had ordered these, and his truck was the guinea pig. Educational purposes only. Oh, I don't believe that either. He's so full of shit. He's full of it. What else did he say about it? But he was like, I can remember I don't believe it either. He was like, why? And we told him Robbie Harvey had talked about changing vehicle appearances, and we, talked about the truck that he was on when Miss Angela and her husband caught him with Susie that night in the parking lot. What, 2 days after Mica? Or that Monday night or Tuesday night after Mica passed? Monday night. And he was like, I was on my blue truck. I can prove it. Well, I'll be damned if he didn't have a video. I think we have it. I'll find it. And it doesn't show the color of the truck, but it does show that the truck, Miss Angela. Hey, Kitty Biscuits. Hey, Ethan. I just got 2 flags. Should I restart? Should I wait and just let's go live later?
Yeah, I would reset.
His truck was a Ford and Mark's was it Mark's, y'all? Okay, I'll restart.